The next movie I'm here to talk about is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's called She's the One. It's directed by Ed Burns, written and directed.
Where's your sister?
In the bathroom primping himself. He thinks we're going to a fashion show, I guess.
From the director of The Brothers McGlone.
You're never gonna make any real money.
Look at you. You make a pile of dough and you're miserable.
Hey, I'm not miserable, okay? I'm dissatisfied. That's what makes me a success.
Comes a comedy about two brothers.
What the hell are you doing?
I got married.
So you had a full 24 hours to get to know each other there.
Francis.
I thought they might have rushed into this.
Their relationships with women.
It's actually very romantic. I think we have a problem with our sex life.
What kind of language is that? We're on a public street here.
And one very awkward situation.
Excuse me?
It was his second movie, a follow-up to his first movie, Brothers McGlone. Brothers McGlone was made in 1995. It was a Sundance Film Festival winner, and that's what turned me on to Ed Burns. In the first place was Brothers McGlone. I was into independent filmmaking because of Clerks by Kevin Smith. That came out in 1994, and after I saw that movie, and I was like, wow, I want to make a movie just like that. And I liked Brothers McGlone better than Clerks. It was in color, for one. Starring Ed Burns, he was very good. He wrote it, directed it, and it was shot on film. But that was an all-around great movie. It was more up my alley. That's the kind of movies I really enjoy the most. He was influenced by Woody Allen. Movies like Annie Hall and Manhattan. And you could see that in his movies.
Mickey?
Yep.
You were up in your ex-fiance's apartment today?
So my brother came into your bedroom and took a TV.
No, actually, I tried to get him in bed, but he wasn't interested.
What do you want to hear?
Come on, I mean, you almost married this woman.
It just dawned on me, Franny. You haven't fully evolved yet, have you?
You know, we haven't had sex for a while.
Maybe he's having a problem with his...
What? You're not familiar with the down cycle. In a relationship, you got ups, downs.
Maybe he's gay.
Well, I hope that cleared things up for you, huh?
You're a sick individual and you need help.
It stars Jennifer Aniston, Cameron Diaz, Ed Burns, Maxine Bonds, Mike McGlone. He was also in Brothers McGlone. Leslie Mann is in this movie. This movie was really ahead of its time, though. John Mahoney plays the dad, the late John Mahoney. Amanda Peet, way ahead of her time there because she was not the star that she is today before her career was really starting to take off, and she was great in this movie. Not only can he write, direct, but act. He acts in his own movies as if someone else was directing him. He's my all-around favorite independent filmmaker, and maybe just one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. I mean, I don't really distinguish between low budget, independent, or whatever. When I see a movie I like it for whatever reason, whatever the budget. It starts out, Ed Burns was dating Cameron Diaz. She was a call girl to pay her way through college, and then at some point, I think they were engaged, Ed Burns and Cameron Diaz, and then they broke up, and now Ed Burns, he's like stuck in his life. He's a cab driver, but he doesn't seem to mind it. And this is before Uber, so it was like, at the time I was like, I don't know, a white guy playing a New York cab driver, I guess, but they kind of made a joke of that in the movie, and I think they just created that character because it was like an interesting backstory, and that's how he meets his next love interest, played by Maxine Bonds. They end up falling in love. They end up getting married, but then there's conflict, and then there's also conflict between him and his brother, because as it turns out, his brother is like a Wall Street guy, and then he's very like status conscious, and then the dad likes to stir the pot between them. And so there's a lot of sibling rivalry between them, a lot of great humor. The dialogue is top-notch, some great lines. And on top of all that, Tom Petty, original Tom Petty score is on the soundtrack. I can't believe it. This movie was firing on all cylinders. It was made for $35 million, and that it only did $13.8 million at the box office. Maxine Bond didn't get the best reviews for her performance. I thought she was fine. I liked her low-key acting style. And then, you know, you had the opposite character, Cameron Diaz. I mean, this is a perfect movie. I would give it a 4. If my scale went even higher, I would give it more than a 4. But I would tell everyone to go see this movie. It's heartwarming. It's funny. Made me laugh. It made me care about the characters. It made me want to see what other movies that he was, you know, coming out with next. Unless you're just not into romantic comedies, then, or kind of low, well, 35 million. I mean, it was like, that's a decent budget. It's like a regular, you know, like a mainstream movie.
Fox Searchlight Pictures presents
Sort of fun seeing one another again, huh?
I'm married now.
the story of a family
You're having sex with my Heather.
No. My Heather.
where men are men.
He's tried to turn our entire lives into a competition.
All right, no punching below the belt, no kicking, and Francis, no biting.
Women are women.
I'm in love with someone else.
Who is he?
Enough with that.
And love is a complete mystery.
Let me get this straight. You don't want to cheat on your girlfriend with your wife?
Jennifer Aniston, Maxine Bonds, Edward Burns, Cameron Diaz, John Mahoney, Mike McGlone, with music by Tom Petty.
A heart so big it could crush this town, and I can't hold out.
Your father scares me. I don't think he likes me.
She looks like she's from one of the islands.
Yeah, maybe Rhode Island.
She's the one.
You know what, Mick? If you never met and got involved with Heather, where would we be now?
It's an interesting theory. I hope you didn't hurt yourself coming up with that one, all stuff.